Cranial nerves are 12 pairs of nerves that arise directly from the brain and brainstem. Unlike spinal nerves, which emerge from the spinal cord, cranial nerves mainly serve the head, neck, and some internal organs. Today, we'll explore all 12 cranial nerves and discover why they are so important for everyday life. Let's begin with the first cranial nerve. The olfactory nerve, also known as cranial nerve 1, is responsible for our sense of smell. Every time you smell fresh flowers, coffee, rain, or your favorite meal, special receptors inside your nose detect odor molecules and send signals to the brain through the olfactory nerve. The second cranial nerve is the optic nerve. This nerve allows us to see the world around us. Light enters the eyes and strikes the retina, where it is converted into electrical signals. These signals travel through the optic nerve to the brain, where they are interpreted as images. Next comes the oculomotor nerve, cranial nerve 3. This nerve controls most of the muscles that move the eye. It also helps raise the eyelid and controls the size of the pupil. When you look up, down, left, or right, the oculomotor nerve is hard at work. The fourth cranial nerve is the trochlear nerve. It controls a small eye muscle called the superior oblique muscle, which helps move the eye downward and inward. Although it is one of the smallest cranial nerves, it plays an important role in coordinated eye movement. The fifth cranial nerve is the trigeminal nerve, the largest cranial nerve in the human body. It has three major branches that provide sensation to the forehead, cheeks, and jaw. It allows us to feel touch, pain, pressure, and temperature on our face. The sixth cranial nerve is the abducens nerve. Its main job is to control the lateral rectus muscle, which moves the eye outward. This movement allows us to look toward the side without turning our heads. The seventh cranial nerve is the facial nerve. This nerve is responsible for facial expressions such as smiling, laughing, frowning, blinking, and raising the eyebrows. The eighth cranial nerve is the vestibulocochlear nerve. As the name suggests, it has two major functions. The cochlear portion is responsible for hearing, while the vestibular portion helps maintain balance and body position. When sound enters the ear, signals travel through this nerve to the brain. The ninth cranial nerve is the glossopharyngeal nerve. This nerve contributes to taste sensations from the back portion of the tongue and assists with swallowing. The 10th cranial nerve is the vagus nerve, often considered one of the most important nerves in the body. The word vagus means wandering, and this nerve certainly lives up to its name. It travels from the brain all the way to the heart, lungs, and digestive organs. The vagus nerve helps control heart rate, breathing, digestion, swallowing, and even voice production. The 11th cranial nerve is the accessory nerve. It controls important muscles in the neck and shoulders. Thanks to this nerve, we can turn our heads, rotate our necks, and shrug our shoulders. Finally, we arrive at the 12th cranial nerve, the hypoglossal nerve. This nerve controls the movements of the tongue. Every time you speak, chew food, or swallow, the hypoglossal nerve coordinates the complex movements of the tongue muscles. Damage to this nerve can affect speech and swallowing. Now that we've explored all 12 cranial nerves, let's review them quickly. Olfactory, smell optic, vision, oculomotor, eye movements and pupil control. Trochlear, eye movement downward and inward. Trigeminal, facial sensation and chewing. Abducens, eye movement outward. Facial, facial expressions and taste. Vestibulocochlear, hearing and balance. Glossopharyngeal, taste and swallowing. Vagus, heart, lungs, digestion, and voice accessory. Neck and shoulder movement. Hypoglossal nerve tongue movement. Subscribe for more videos.